Okay, question. Are you okay with a little bit of a hot takes sort of video? Typically when I do these reviews, I try to remain as impartial as possible and try to keep my opinion out of it, but I've got a little bit of a hot take on this microphone. Take it or leave it. Okay, here's the thought. Peripheral companies, Razer, Elgato, HyperX, they're really good at making peripherals. They're not microphone companies. This is a really great example of that statement, and I'm gonna try to validate that statement as we go through this video. This here is the Razer Siren X USB Super Cardioid Condenser Microphone, and it cost around $100 at the time of making this video. Now they even go as far as labeling this a streaming microphone. What is a streaming microphone? I would guess any microphone that you use while streaming? I don't know. So let's go ahead and see what comes in the box. Now first we have a really heavy, really high quality base plate, and we also have this really nice braided USB-A to micro USB cable. Now they spared no expense on these two pieces of equipment, and that's where the quality sort of stops. Then we have this plasticky thread stand extension thing, some instructions, some stickers, and the microphone itself. This is a side address microphone, meaning you speak into the side of it and not into the top. So let's go ahead and talk about the build quality. The microphone itself feels very cheap when compared to other microphones at this price point. It kind of feels like a cheap $30 Amazon microphone with the Razer branding on it, to be completely candid. The grill is actually a decent feeling metal, but the rest of the microphone is very light and very inexpensive feeling. The front side features a volume knob that controls the headphone volume. This knob is wiggly. I would give it a 4 out of 10 on the knob scale, and it has a mute button that's green when it's on and red when it's muted. On the back side here, there's the glossy Razer logo over the matte black, and on the bottom we have a 5/8 plastic thread, a micro USB port, and a plastic 3.5mm headphone port. Now this microphone does offer low latency monitoring if you plug into the headphone port on the bottom of the microphone, but I will say it's really quiet and has trouble driving even like Apple earbuds, for instance, so it's not that usable in my opinion. And to control the gain on this microphone, you have to use your computer's built-in sound settings. I have a little issue with that, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Now, as for the sound tests, I'd be curious to know what you think of the sound of this microphone so far. I've got this boomed in on a microphone stand so I can get it nice and close to my mouth, but let's go ahead and switch to the desktop stand that they provide in the box. So this is with the microphone sitting on my desk. It's about 8 inches from my mouth, and I've swapped out to a Razer Huntsman keyboard here. They do call this a streaming microphone, so we can see what it sounds like with the keyboard clicks in behind. Again, I'm about 8 inches from my mouth, typing normally. As you can tell, getting it on a boom arm is really going to improve the sound quality. You're getting less of the keyboard sounds as you get it closer to your mouth, and also less of the ambient sounds in the room. Versus when I have the microphone like this, I can turn the volume down a little bit, and it's less reverby, less of the space, and less of the keyboard sounds in relation to my voice when it's this close. Okay, so let me tell you why I think you shouldn't buy this microphone. And I'll also pair that up with why I think maybe you should buy this microphone. And I'm gonna try to keep my bias at bay. I know I have 15 plus years in the studio environment as a recording engineer. This microphone is clearly not targeted to me as a buyer, but I do think that with my experience, I can point you in a little bit of a better direction than this. First off, back to my original point, and of course these are all my own opinions, so take them with a grain of salt, but if you're buying a microphone for your setup, you should buy it from a microphone company, not from a peripheral company that's had experience making 1 or 2 microphones. Secondly, and there's no way around this, if you're paying $100 for this microphone, you are certainly paying the Razer tax on this mic. You're paying for the brand name to be slapped on the back, and ironically, it's not even an audio brand, so the name brand really shouldn't even mean anything in this case. Third, and this is just a minor consideration, is that you're gonna want to buy a boom arm or a microphone stand to go along with this. You really shouldn't be using this with the desktop stand. You're just gonna get so many keyboard sounds in your audio. Okay, and on the other hand, why should you buy this microphone? Well, because it's totally adequate. It sounds fine as a USB microphone. It's totally reasonable for voiceovers for your YouTube videos, for gaming, for live streams. Secondly, it's a very, very small, slim profile, so it's gonna fit on your desk quite easily. And third, it's a sleek black look with the Razer logo on it. It's gonna match all the other Razer peripherals at your desk. And is that a good enough reason to buy a microphone? Of course it is. Yeah, it's gonna look great. You're gonna love it. I just think that there are more microphones on the market at this price point that have better build quality, better sound, and bring more to the table for a $100 microphone. For some comparables, we've got the Blue Yeti. It's a bigger microphone, but it's a way better build quality. We've got the Rode NT USB. Rode is a microphone company. That's what they do. They specialize in it. They make great mics. And then for a small step up, you have mics like the Audio-Technica AT2020 USB. Again, Hello? And not just to knock peripheral companies, because there are some that are doing some cool stuff. Elgato, they have the Elgato Wave 1, also $100, and they have the Wavelink software with that, which just brings something else to the table. Even that alone is a huge step up from this. The audio guy in me just really wants you to spend your hard-earned money on a microphone from a reputable microphone company, not from a peripheral company. I hope that's a fair hot take. Also, just as a final point to validate this microphone has been snapping this entire time I've been trying to make this video. And also something really interesting happened. So let's see if you can even see that noise. Yeah, look at it. You can actually see this noise coming in here. Blow that up. These little snaps are actually coming in. I have no idea why, but it seems to happen even more if you go up to your sound settings. Watch this. As soon as I click on my sound settings, just buy your mics from microphone companies.